The courtroom erupted in chaos as the judge slammed the gavel. But it was too late. The words had already escaped my lips. "He's innocent. And I love him," I shouted, my voice cracking under the weight of 100 staring eyes, including my father's, who stood frozen in his police uniform. The badge I'd once admired, now a symbol of betrayal. In that instant, the life I'd carefully constructed shattered like glass under a boot, exposing secrets I'd buried deep for years. My name is Enda Rivera, a 28-year-old public defender in the bustling heart of Chicago, where the wind off Lake Michigan carries whispers of ambition and regret. I'd always been the golden child, the one who followed in Dad's footsteps, not into law enforcement, but into law itself, fighting for justice from the other side of the courtroom. Dad, Captain Miguel Rivera, was the epitome of the tough cop, stern, unyielding, with a moral code forged in the fires of his immigrant parents' sacrifices. He expected perfection, especially from me, his only son. But perfection didn't include falling for someone like Jordan Hayes. Jordan was everything Dad hated. A street-smart activist, openly gay, with a rap sheet for protesting police brutality. We'd met 2 years ago at a rally downtown, where he'd been chaining himself to a fence, chanting against systemic racism in the force. I was there as an observer, notebook in hand, researching a case. Our eyes locked amid the tear gas, and something sparked, a connection that defied logic. He was bold, unapologetic, with sharp features framed by dark curls and eyes that pierced through bullshit. I, on the other hand, was closeted, calculated, always weighing risks like evidence in a trial. That first night, after the crowds dispersed, we talked for hours in a dingy diner, debating everything from civil rights to favorite pizza toppings. "You're one of them," he'd said, nodding at my suit. "A suit in a sea of chaos. What are you hiding?" I laughed it off, but his words stuck. Over months, stolen coffees turned into secret dates, hidden kisses in alleyways, and whispered promises in my tiny apartment. Jordan challenged me to be real, to confront the parts of myself I'd locked away. But coming out, that meant facing Dad, whose casual homophobic jokes at family dinners made my stomach twist. "Real men don't cry about feelings," he'd say, clapping me on the back. Mom, Elena, was the buffer, soft-spoken, always urging peace. But even she clung to traditional values, dreaming of grandchildren and a normal life for me. The arrest changed everything. Jordan had been leading a protest against a recent police shooting, one that hit close to home because the officer involved was from Dad's precinct. Tensions boiled over, and in the melee, Jordan was accused of assaulting an officer, throwing a bottle that allegedly hit a cop's helmet. I knew it was bullshit. I'd seen the footage leaked online. He was trying to de-escalate, pulling a friend away from the fray. But Dad was the one who cuffed him, his face a mask of righteous fury. "This is what happens when you bite the hand that protects you," he'd growled as he shoved Jordan into the squad car. When I got the call from Jordan's frantic roommate, my world tilted. I rushed to the station, heart pounding, only to find Dad overseeing the booking. "What the hell are you doing here, Enda?" he barked, his mustache twitching with irritation. I stammered something about pro bono work, but the lie tasted bitter. That night, alone in my bed, I agonized. Defend Jordan publicly and I'd out myself. Stay silent, and I'd betray the man I loved. The choice haunted me, a moral quagmire where loyalty to family clashed with justice. The next morning, I visited Jordan in holding. His face lit up, but worry lines etched deeper. "You shouldn't be here," he whispered through the glass. "Your dad, he'll kill you." I pressed my hand to the barrier, wishing I could touch him. "I can't let this happen. You're innocent." We talked strategy, but beneath it, unspoken fears simmered. What if this exposed us? What if Dad found out? Jordan urged caution, but I saw the plea in his eyes. Fight for me. For us. Back at the office, I pored over evidence, spotting inconsistencies in the police reports. The bottle throw? Witness statements conflicted. Video angles showed it came from behind Jordan. This wasn't just a frame-up. It reeked of retaliation. Dad's precinct had a history of targeting activists, and Jordan was a vocal critic. Filing a motion to dismiss felt like declaring war on my own blood. Dinner that evening was torture. Mom's lasagna steamed on the table, but the air crackled with tension. Dad ranted about those troublemakers disrupting the city. That Hayes kid? He's going down. Assault on an officer felony. I gripped my fork, knuckles white. What if he's innocent, Dad? What if it's a mistake? He slammed his hand down. Mistake? I saw it with my own eyes. You defend scum like that every day, but don't bring it home. Mom shot me a warning glance, but the seed of doubt planted itself. Sleepless nights followed, my mind a battlefield. Coming out to Dad would shatter his image of me, the straight-A son, the future family man. But letting Jordan rot in jail? That was unthinkable. Friends noticed my distraction. My best buddy, Mark, pulled me aside at the gym. You look like shit, man. What's eating you? I brushed it off, but inside, the pressure built like a storm. The preliminary hearing loomed. I decided to represent Jordan, consequences be damned. As I entered the courtroom, Dad was there, testifying for the prosecution. Our eyes met, a silent accusation. Jordan sat in orange, chains clinking, his gaze steady on me. The judge called the case and I rose, voice firm. Your Honor, the defense moves to dismiss on grounds of insufficient evidence. Murmurs rippled. Dad's face reddened. Cross-examining my own father was surreal. Captain Rivera, did you personally witness Mr. Hayes throw the object? He leaned forward, eyes boring into mine. I saw enough, but under pressure, cracks appeared. Inconsistencies surfaced. The courtroom tensed as I played the video. This shows the throw from another angle, clearly not from my client. Dad shifted uncomfortably, his authority crumbling. Then the bombshell. A fellow officer, under oath, admitted the report was embellished to justify the arrest. Gasps echoed. The judge adjourned for review, but Dad stormed out, brushing past me without a word. Jordan mouthed thank you, but victory felt hollow. That night, a knock at my door. Dad, face thunderous. What the hell was that, Enda? You humiliated me. Words tumbled out. Accusations, defenses. Then the truth slipped. Jordan's not just a client, Dad. He's my boyfriend. Silence stretched, heavy as lead. Dad's eyes widened, then narrowed. What did you say? I repeated it, heart hammering. He paced, fists clenched. This is a joke, right? My son? No, you're confused. It's that activist poisoning you. Hurt laced his anger, but so did denial. Mom called later, sobbing. How could you hide this? What will the family say? The rift opened wide. A chasm between duty and desire. Jordan was released on bail, but the damage was done. Protests intensified, media swarmed. Headlines screamed, "Cop's son defends lover against father's force." I became a pariah in Dad's world, whispers following me. Jordan held me that night, but even his arms couldn't mend the fracture. Was it worth it? He asked softly. I didn't know. The choices we'd made, the stands taken, came at a price. Family ties strained, careers jeopardized. But in the quiet, a spark of freedom flickered. For the first time, I breathed without secrets weighing me down. Yet the war was just beginning. Dad's ultimatum arrived via text. Choose him or us. The words burned, forcing a decision that would redefine everything. The ultimatum hung over me like a guillotine, its blade glinting in the harsh light of reality. Dad's text was simple, brutal. Him or us. Dinner tomorrow. Come alone. I stared at the screen, Jordan asleep beside me, his breathing steady in contrast to my racing pulse. How do you choose between the man who raised you and the one who awakened you? Morning brought no clarity. Jordan stirred, sensing my turmoil. Talk to me, Enda. I showed him the message. His face hardened. Don't let him control you. We've fought too hard. But his voice cracked, revealing his own fears. Jordan had lost family too, disowned at 18 for coming out. It hurts, but you survive, he'd once said. Now he was asking me to endure the same. I drove to my parents' suburban home in Oak Park, the familiar tree-lined streets mocking my anxiety. Mom opened the door, eyes red-rimmed. "Oh, Mijo," she whispered, pulling me into a hug. Dad sat in the living room, arms crossed, a beer sweating on the coaster.
No pleasantries.
"Sit," he commanded. The confrontation unfolded like a bad interrogation. "This phase," Dad spat. "It's not you. You've always been straight arrow. Good grades, good job. Now this." I tried reason. "It's not a phase, Dad. I felt this way for years. Jordan, he makes me happy." He scoffed. "Happy? He's a criminal, dragging you into his mess." Mom interjected, voice trembling. "We love you, Enda. But think about the family. Your cousin's abuela, she's old school. This could kill her." Guilt twisted like a knife. Abuela, frail at 85, clung to Catholic traditions. Coming out meant shattering her world too. Dad piled on. "And your career? Defending that thug against your own father? The precinct's buzzing. They're calling you a traitor." His words stung because they held truth. Colleagues at the firm eyed me warily. Cases dried up. But Jordan's face flashed. His smile, his passion. "I can't pretend anymore," I said. "If you can't accept me, that's on you." Dad stood, face purple. "Then get out. Until you come to your senses, you're not welcome here." Mom wept as I left, her pleas echoing. "Don't do this, Miguel." The door slammed, severing ties I'd never imagined breaking. Jordan waited at my apartment, takeout cooling on the counter. I collapsed into his arms, tears flowing. "They kicked me out." He held me tight.
I'm sorry, babe.
"But you're free now." Free? Felt like exile. Friends rallied. Mark organized a support dinner. But even there, doubts crept in. "Your dad's a hard ass, but he'll come around," Mark said. I nodded. But inside, resentment brewed. Why did love demand such sacrifice? Work became a refuge, then a battleground. A new case landed. Defending a young gay man assaulted by cops during Pride. Parallels to Jordan's arrest hit hard. As I built the defense, anonymous threats arrived. Notes slipped under my door. "Traitor son gets what's coming." Paranoia set in. Was it Dad's colleagues? Jordan urged reporting it, but I hesitated, fearing escalation. Then, betrayal struck from an unexpected quarter. My cousin, Luis, a rookie cop under Dad, called. "Enda, heads up. Dad's pushing an internal review on your cases. Says conflict of interest." Shock morphed to anger. Dad was weaponizing his position. I confronted him at the precinct, badge-wearing officers glaring. "This is low, even for you," I hissed in his office. He leaned back. "You're destroying yourself. I'm saving you." Paternal concern masked manipulation. "By ruining my career?" He shrugged. "If it wakes you up." The rift deepened. Jordan and I argued more, stress fracturing our bond. "You're letting him get to you," he accused one night. "Fight back." But how? Suing my father? The thought sickened me. Instead, I threw myself into activism, joining Jordan at rallies. Cameras flashed. My face splashed across news sites. Rivera's son turns against police legacy. Public support swelled, but so did hate mail. One letter stood out. "Fags like you deserve the street." Jordan burned it, but the words lingered. Mom reached out secretly, meeting me in a park. "He's hurting, Enda. Misses you." Tears glistened. "But he's stubborn. Give him time." Time? With threats mounting, time felt like a luxury. She hugged me goodbye, slipping a photo of us as a family. Nostalgia ached. High stakes hit when Jordan's trial date approached. Evidence I'd uncovered pointed to a cover-up. Body cam footage lost. Witnesses coerced. I subpoenaed records, risking perjury charges if Dad lied. The night before, Jordan confessed doubts. What if we lose? What if this breaks us? I reassured him, but uncertainty gnawed. Court day dawned stormy. Dad took the stand again, oath heavy. My questions probed. "Did you instruct officers to alter reports?" He denied, but sweat beaded. Then, a whistleblower, a retiring cop, testified. Captain Rivera ordered the embellishment. Personal vendetta. The courtroom buzzed. Dad's face drained of color. The judge dismissed charges. Jordan was free. Victory tasted bittersweet. Media frenzy ensued. Corruption exposed in Rivera family feud.
Dad fist suspension, investigation loomed.
I visited him at home, Mom ushering me in. He looked broken, smaller. "You happy now?" he muttered. "Ruined my career." Guilt surged. "I didn't want this. I just wanted justice." Silence. Then, softly, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Vulnerability peeked through his armor. We talked, haltingly, painfully. His fears surfaced. Losing respect, failing as a father. "I thought tough love would fix you." I shared my pain. Hiding, fearing rejection. Tears fell, his first I'd seen. Mom joined, bridging gaps. No instant forgiveness, but a crack in the wall. Jordan waited outside. "How'd it go?" Hope flickered. "It's a start." But shadows lingered. The exposure cost Dad allies. My practice suffered backlash. Choices echoed. Was truth worth the wreckage? As we drove home, rain pattering, Jordan squeezed my hand. We made it. But had we? The price of authenticity weighed heavy, mending one fracture while creating others. Reconciliation dangled like a fragile thread, taut and ready to snap. Dad's suspension hit the news, painting him as the villain in our family saga. Calls flooded my phone. Reporters hungry for quotes. Friends offering sympathy laced with judgment. "You took down your own dad?" Mark asked over beer. I shrugged. Justice isn't selective. But doubt crept in. Had I gone too far? Jordan sensed my turmoil. "Regrets?" he asked, tracing patterns on my back in bed. "Some. But I'd do it again for you." He smiled, but tension simmered. Our relationship, once a sanctuary, now bore scars from the storm. Arguments flared over trivialities, whose turn to cook, why I worked late. Beneath, unspoken resentments. I'd sacrificed family for him. He'd pulled me into his world of chaos. A family gathering loomed, Abuela's birthday. Mom invited me, hesitant. "Bring Jordan if you want." A test. Dad grumbled assent. We arrived at the backyard barbecue. Sense of grilling carne asada mingling with awkwardness. Relatives whispered, eyes darting. Abuela hugged me tight. "Mijo, I've missed you." Then to Jordan. "And you must be the one causing all the fuss." Her tone light, but eyes sharp. Jordan charmed her with stories of his activism, drawing parallels to her own immigration struggles. "Fighting for what's right. Sounds like you," she said, patting his hand. Dad hovered, beer in grip. Midway, he pulled me aside. "This is hard, Enda. Seeing you with him. Honesty raw. Try, Dad. For me." He nodded, jaw set. Later, he approached Jordan stiffly. "You love my son?" Jordan met his gaze. "More than anything." A grudging respect formed, fragile as new ice. But peace shattered when Luis, my cousin, cornered me. "You destroyed Uncle Miguel's reputation." "For what?" "This lifestyle." Venom dripped. "It's not a lifestyle. It's who I am." He sneered. "Abuela's pretending. But she prays for your soul every night." The words cut deep, exposing cracks in the facade. That night, driving home, Jordan exploded. "Your family's toxic. Luis is a bigot." I defended. "They're trying." The fight escalated. "You're still ashamed, aren't you?" Hiding behind family, hurt flashed. "I'm not ashamed of us. But their blood." He stormed out, slamming the door. Alone, I pondered. Was love enough to bridge divides? Work piled on. A high-profile case. Suing the city for police misconduct, using Dad's scandal as precedent. Conflict tore at me. Accept and I'd profit from his downfall. Decline and I'd betray victims. I took it, rationalizing justice. But leaks surfaced, internal memos implicating Dad deeper. Anonymous source? Suspicion fell on Luis, seeking revenge. Confrontation brewed. I met Luis at a coffee shop. "You leaking info?" He denied, but eyes shifted. You're the one who started this war. Betrayal stung. Family turning inward. Dad called, furious. More headlines? This ends now. He demanded I drop the suit. For the family. Moral quandary. Personal gain versus collective pain. Jordan urged, pressing on. This is bigger than us. Systemic change. But at what cost? Sleepless, I weighed options. Dropping meant cowardice. Continuing, destruction. The hearing approached. Protesters gathered outside court. Signs waving. Justice for all. Inside, I presented evidence, heart heavy. Dad watched from the gallery, face stoic. As I cited his case, our eyes met. Accusation, regret. The city settled out of court. A win for reform but a loss for kinship. Post-victory, celebration felt empty. Jordan toasted. To us, warriors. But distance grew. He spent more time at rallies, less with me. You okay? I asked one evening. He sighed. This fight, it's exhausting. And you're pulling back. Truth. The toll mounted. Isolation from extended family, career scrutiny. Was this the life I wanted? Mom mediated a family meeting. At the kitchen table, truth spilled. Dad admitted faults. I was wrong to push you away. Fear drove me. I confessed resentment. You made me hide. Jordan spoke. I love Enda, but I won't be the villain.
Tears flowed, Hugues tentative.
Abuela blessed us. Love is love, Mijos. Hope glimmered, but shadows persisted.
Luis boicatid, fracturing unity.
And Jordan? Doubts lingered. One night he packed a bag. I need space. This pressure. It's breaking me. Panic surged. Don't go. We can fix this. He kissed me softly. I hope so. The door closed, echoing loss. Alone, reflection hit. Choices defined us. Dad's rigidity, my defiance, Jordan's passion. Each paid dearly, reputations tarnished, bonds strained. Was reconciliation possible, or had we sacrificed too much? Days blurred. Work consumed me, but emptiness gnawed. A call from Dad. Come over. We need to talk. Hesitant, I went. He handed me a letter, resignation from the force. Time for change. Starting with me.
Shock?
Why? He smiled faintly. You showed me. Justice over ego. Pride swelled, mingled with sorrow. Jordan returned a week later, eyes weary. I missed you. We talked raw, honest. We can't let external shit destroy us. Vows renewed, but wariness remained. Society's gaze lingered. Family's acceptance fragile. As we rebuilt, a new threat emerged. A conservative group targeted me, petitions for disbarment citing bias. Backlash from exposure. Defend myself or let it slide. The cycle continued, decisions demanding more. The petition hit like a sucker punch, circulated by a right-wing watchdog group, labeling me a radical activist undermining law enforcement. My inbox flooded with hate. Voicemails threatened. Freak lawyer, watch your back. Paranoia escalated. Glancing over shoulders, double-locking doors. Jordan moved back in, his presence a shield, but tension coiled tight. Dad, newly retired, offered unexpected support. I'll testify for you. Character witness. Gruff but genuine. Mom baked empanadas, a peace offering. We're in this together now. Family mended slowly, stitches pulling at scars. Abuela called weekly, her voice warm. Tell Jordan I said hi. Acceptance bloomed, but not without thorns. At the Bar Association hearing, I faced a panel of stern faces. Evidence mounted. My case's impartiality questioned. The group's lawyer sneered. Mr. Rivera's personal entanglements cloud his judgment. I countered. My personal life doesn't negate facts. Dad spoke. My son's integrity is ironclad. I was wrong once. Don't repeat my mistake. The room hushed. Verdict. Cleared, but with a warning. Watch associations. Relief washed, but victory Pyrrhic. Media spun it. Gay lawyer beats bias claims. Protests outside my office. Supporters clashing with detractors. A brick through the window one night, scrawled with slurs. Jordan bandaged my cut hand, eyes fierce. We fight on, but weariness showed. How much more? Internal conflicts raged. Dad invited us to dinner, first official. Awkward laughs over tacos, stories shared. Jordan bonded with Dad over baseball, surprising all. Mom whispered, "He's good for you." Yet Luis's absence loomed, a ghost at the table. Dad confided, "He's struggling. Give him time." Time proved cruel. Luis leaked more old emails twisting context.
Headlines. Rivera nepotism scandal deepens.
Dad confronted him. "Why, son?" Luis exploded. "You chose Enda over the badge. Over us." Betrayal rooted in envy. Fear. Family therapy suggested, but Luis refused, cutting ties. The fracture hurt Dad most. Lines etching deeper. I failed him too. I comforted. You tried, but guilt mirrored mine. Had my coming out sparked this domino fall? Jordan and I sought solace in routine. Dates in quiet cafes, walks by the lake. But society intruded. A client, a trans teen beaten by peers, mirrored our pains. Winning her case empowered, but exhaustion mounted. "Is this sustainable?" Jordan asked. Honesty. I don't know. A turning point. Pride parade. We marched hands linked under rainbow flags. Dad joined, hesitant in civilian clothes. Cameras captured. Reformed cop marches with gay son. Viral moment, hope amid hate. Threats spiked, but so did support. Letters from queer youth. You inspire me. Yet personal tolls accumulated. Jordan's activism strained. Arrests narrowly avoided. One rally turned violent. He returned bruised. I'm done risking us. Shift. He applied for teaching jobs, channeling passion safer. For you, he said. Compromise. But resentment flickered. Dreams deferred. My practice evolved, specializing in LGBTQ rights. Fulfilling but isolating. Friends drifted. Uncomfortable with spotlight. Mark confessed. It's intense, man. Loneliness crept, even with Jordan. A crisis peaked when Dad suffered a heart scare. Stress-induced. Hospital bedside. Truths poured.
I am proud. Enda.
Of who you are. Tears mingled. Love you, Dad. Recovery bonded us tighter. Jordan proposed therapy for us. Sessions unearthed buried issues. My fear of abandonment, his of inadequacy. We chose each other, therapist noted. Now choose to heal. Progress slow but tangible. As summer faded, a community event invited me to speak. On stage, I shared our story. Love demands courage, but society exacts a price. We pay it for authenticity. Applause thundered, Jordan beaming from the crowd. But doubts lingered. Luis reached out anonymously, apology email. I was wrong. Scared.
Réconciliation tentative, lunch arranged.
Awkward, but seeds planted. Life stabilized, but scars reminded. Choices echoes. Dad's retirement, Jordan's pivot, my transformed career. Each a trade-off for truth. One evening, Jordan and I sat on the balcony. City lights twinkling. Worth it? He asked. I nodded. Every scar. He kissed me, a promise renewed. Yet, as peace settled, a new dilemma arose. Adoption discussions. Family expansion. Society's judgments loomed anew. Decisions ahead. Prices unknown. Stability proved illusory. A thin veneer over simmering undercurrents. Adoption talks ignited fresh conflicts. Jordan eager, me cautious. We're ready, he insisted. Build our family. But visions of societal backlash haunted. Two dads? Unfit. Dad supported. You'd be great parents. Mom dreamed of grandkids. Yet, Abuela's subtle hesitance. Traditional family. Echoed old wounds. Agency meetings exposed biases. Subtle questions probing stability. One caseworker frowned. With your public profiles? Rejection stung, fueling determination. We persisted, classes attended, home prepped. Luis's return complicated. Lunch evolved to regular contact, apologies deepening. I was jealous, your bravery. He came out as bi, shocking. Hiding like you did. Vulnerability bridged gaps. Dad mentored him through forced resignation, new paths. But external pressures mounted. A documentary crew approached. Your story inspirational. We agreed, hoping impact. Filming unearthed pains, interviews raw. Airing brought acclaim, but trolls surged. Death threats, doxing. We relocated temporarily, paranoia peaking. Jordan cracked under strain. This life, constant fight. Argument erupted. You pulled me in. Blame shifted. I chose you. Hurt words flew. Doors slammed. Separation loomed. Therapy intensifying. Dad intervened. Don't lose each other. I almost lost you. Wisdom hard-earned. We reconciled. Vows strengthened. Adoption approved, a baby boy, Ethan. Joy overwhelming, but challenges arose. Sleepless nights, judgments at playgrounds. Where's the mom? Whispers cut. Family rallied. Dad babysitting, mom spoiling.
Abuela blessed Ethan, mi bisnieto.
Unity forged in trial. Yet society pushed back. School enrollment. Alternative families, scrutiny. Advocacy continued, Jordan teaching civics, me litigating. Ethan's first word, dada, melted fears. Years blurred. Ethan grew curious about origins. Two dads cool. We affirmed, but bullies emerged. Your family's weird. Heartache. We taught resilience, but anger brewed, at a world demanding proof of worth. A pivotal moment. Community backlash against a gay rights bill. We testified, Ethan watching. Love makes a family, I declared. Bill passed, victory sweet. But costs tallied, health tolls, Jordan's anxiety meds, my ulcers. Friendships lost, careers capped. Dad's reflections. Regret pushing you away.
Luis raivdo openly.
In quiet, fulfillment bloomed. Ethan laughed, family gatherings warm. Jordan and I, graying, held hands. We won, he whispered. The journey's end circled back. Choices morality. Sacrifices for authenticity. Worth the pain? Was forcing societal change through personal exposure the right path? Or did it inflict unnecessary suffering on loved ones?